Here we go.
Wake up with the Sleeper Boys podcast, hosted by me and my brothers Bill and Dean. On this week's episode, we get into the week that was, a nostalgic food memory, building our big three, cartoon shows edition, another conspiracy during Dean's conspiracy theory of the week, and finish the show with some fun during Bill's Balls games. Debo, how was your week?
It was pretty good. I hadn't gone golfing in like 3 weeks, and I went on Labor Day and shot my best round that I've ever shot.
That's
that
how
was
it
pretty
goes.
Nice. I was saying, man, maybe I should just take 3 weeks off every time that I come
Well,
out here.
before you went, were
Shoot
you
a low
saying
90s?
like, I'm going to be so bad because I haven't played in 3 weeks?
Yeah, of course. I
That's
have that
the
reverse
trick.
psychology thing with
Yes.
me too. Like even like with video games,
But you believed it.
I'll be
But
like,
you believed
"Oh,
it going
it's
into
over."
it. You're like, oh, dude, I know I'm going to be bad. I haven't played in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Like,
And
you
then
believed it, though.
I played really well, honestly, for me. I mean, it was a 94. But I was pretty stoked about it. Given it was at an easy course, but that's besides the point. I still shot a 94.
Who cares?
Did that.
You're not a pro.
I'm trying to be. I'm only
On my way.
I'm on my
to
way, man. I finally broke 100. I'm close.
You challenged Charlie Woods to a cash
so
game.
he can stomp me.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah, clearly.
I mean,
Started watching what was it, Daryl Dixon, the Walking Dead spinoff. I have a little bit of an issue with it. I don't know if you ever plan on watching it or not, but
I've wanted to. I almost started watching it.
well, I won't go into like specific detail, but there was one thing that kind of was like, I don't really understand why they did that, but the first episode, he wakes up in France, and it's like, why France? Why
France?
You're saying he got in a boat, or literally they show him in like a rowboat, you know what I mean? Like, and he's like passed out, like he's shipwrecked or whatever. It's like, you're saying he made it all the way across the Pacific Ocean in a rowboat, and he just washed up on
So
France?
he took the long way, huh? That didn't go the Atlantic.
I guess he could have done that, I guess. But either way,
Weren't they in
Either way.
Georgia?
I don't
He
know.
walked
I don't know
to
where
California.
I don't know where they ended up. But it would have made more sense if he had like gone like South America or something like that. You know what I mean? Like just travel
Yeah.
within like the land boundaries. You know, it's an apocalypse. and
South
you-
Africa would have been great.
I suppose.
That way they could keep a lot of white people in it too.
Jeez. I know that was my. Well,
That
they
was
were
your
in
first
France,
thought.
so I mean that made it pretty okay for me. But yeah, no, that I thought that was a weird spin they did on it.
Yeah.
But I'm 3 episodes in. I don't mind it. I mean, it has a feel of like, kind of like when the Walking Dead first kind of came out, kind of. But I don't know. It's hard to get back into it like I was when it first came around, obviously.
Sure.
But another thing, I actually saw this crazy like it was like a Reddit story about this guy getting an STD check or whatever. He went to go get an STD test done, his buddy, and he was trying to be prepared as his first one that he'd ever gotten. He just wanted to do it just to make sure things were on the up and up or whatever. And his buddy had told him, he's like, you know, they're going to want like a sperm sample, a swab, and like this and that. And he's like, okay, like I feel pretty prepared for this. Right. So he goes to the doctor's office, and the lady just hands him a cup. Right. And she's like, all right, you can go in there. And he takes the cup, and he's like, oh, it's the bathroom. Like, cause he's got to provide a sperm sample. And he's like, I'm just in the bathroom. They said they would provide material. Hold
It
on.
doesn't work like that.
Hold on. He's like, they said they provide material. Like, what kind of low budget place is this? You know? So he's like, you know, what am I supposed to use my imagination like an animal? Like, he's like, all right, fine. And he's like, I can do it. I can do it.
Animal.
he's like, I can do it. So he comes back out and he hands the nurse the cup or whatever. And he's like, he's in the waiting room and the doctor comes in and she's like looking at the cup and is like, what is this? Until she realizes that she's holding a big hot cup of semen. And she's like, this is a urine sample cup.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, like super embarrassed about it.
Can we switch?
And hold on, I gotta find it real quick. And he's like, he just goes on into saying like how embarrassed he was, and like, but at the same time, he's like, she kind of deserved it. because nobody specified that he had to pee in it because he thought he had to give a sperm sample. He's like, so in a way, it's her fault. It's like, what? Like, you shouldn't, like, that's clearly
that's
like,
her fault.
You know what I mean? Like, clearly that's not what they were asking for. But I thought it was pretty hilarious that he went in there. And because he was like, I guess, well, one of the things in the story was that he was like, I got it done so fast that I sat in the bathroom for 10 minutes. That way they didn't think I was some sort of pervert, some sort of freak. So, and then the lady was kind of pissed off because she's like, man, like, why is it taking him 20 minutes to pee in a cup? And then he comes out with a big hot cup of semen. He didn't say semen. I'm using,
you know, I've had to give a sample before.
Yeah. How was it? Were you pretty relaxed?
I did it at home. They had me do it at home, and then bring it. Like, it had to get there within like an hour or 2 hours, or something. So like,
go home, put a towel on your chest, get the lotion out.
Just have a time. Just make a day out of it, you know.
Just make a day. Get relaxed, you know.
But it was somebody I knew that we all know who actually ended up taking the sample from me. And I was like, that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know you'd be here.
He's like, you know what? I don't need to shake your hand. I know what you've been doing. But yeah, no, that was my weekend.
Nice.
I couldn't do anything. I didn't have a car, so
I went golfing as well. I also shot a 94. First time I golfed in like 3 weeks as well. Seriously, it's been like a month.
That's crazy.
Besides that, getting over a little cold. So awesome. Life is just grand. There was something I heard the other day, and I wanted to get your guys' thoughts on it. So it was on the radio, it was on the Free Beer Hot Week show. They were asking, they usually have a segment where people ask for advice. And one of the questions was, so this person's father is dying, and they're like getting, you know, everything like squared away and whatnot. And the father's dying wishes is to have his remains made into 2 diamonds. Now, this is a legit thing. His skull cleaned out and then putting the diamonds in the eye sockets. Okay. So that he can like watch his grandkids grow up and like witness all this other stuff.
How would you be able to see it still?
Yeah, the diamonds would clearly block your vision.
Like, the person was like, I don't know what to do. I put
diamonds in my eyes before.
The person was like, I don't know what to do because I don't want that on my mantle.
I mean, like, I feel like you just kind of tell them like, yeah, and then you just don't.
Yeah, for sure.
You know,
I mean, what are they gonna do?
Haunt you?
Right.
Yeah. Maybe.
That was my question. Do you follow through with it, or you just?
I don't think so. I don't know.
I mean, I would.
I might
'Cause it
follow
sounds
through
funny.
with it, but I'm not gonna put it on my mantle. You know what I mean?
Oh no, that's a mantelpiece. That's a
Oh,
mantelpiece.
where'd you get this piece? That's my father's skull.
It's
With
his
diamonds in
skull.
it. He watches
remains
over
are
us.
the diamonds.
Well, I've asked for a lot of things for like my funeral,
Mhm.
you know, and I really wish this would happen. And I don't know if anybody would actually do it. Like, there's no way Elizabeth is going to dress up in a Grim Reaper costume, right?
Probably not.
I would love that. To me, yes, I would love if somebody in a Grim Reaper costume was at my funeral, just like standing next to the entrance. Another thought was this more so than that. If one of you guys could make this happen, and we're putting this on the record, right? This is locked in. I really mean this. Because I want to be cremated.
Okay.
I'd rather be cremated and to have my ashes into like little dime bags. And when people walk in, everybody gets like dapped up with a dime bag, like they're getting a little piece from a drug dealer as they're coming into the funeral. Because that would be so funny.
Open up a trench coat. You want the top half or the bottom half?
You want the good stuff or
You see this little bag here? You know what that is.
That's premium, baby. That's premium. There's not much of that.
There's not a lot of ash in this bag.
But tell me that wouldn't be hilarious. Somebody acting like a dealer, dapping up dime bags.
And just like super sneaky about it too.
Yeah, no, just be obviously, which is a contradiction, but obviously discreet. Be like, yo, what's up? You know,
Whoa.
just slide that little piece of ash in there.
Have it in your hand.
Keep it down. Keep it down.
So if somebody could make that happen, I don't know if I'll be able to see it or not. But if I can, I'll send a good word for you to whoever I'm next to.
Okay.
Perfect.
Awesome. Okay. So real quick joke.
What, man? I don't know what's happening. What's gonna happen?
I know. Duck walks into a bar and says, "You got any grapes?" The bartender says no. The duck thanks him and leaves. The next day, the duck comes back and again asks, "You got any grapes?" Bartender answers, "No, we don't have any grapes. This is a bar. We don't serve grapes." The duck thanks him again and leaves. Next day, the duck comes back and the bartender's had enough and says, "Look here, duck. We don't have any grapes. We'll never have any grapes. Now, if you ask me for grapes again, I'm going to staple your feet to the floor." The duck thinks for a minute and then asks, "You got any staples?" The bartender says, "No." The duck says, "Then, oh, good. You got any grapes?"
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, that was my weekend.
Nice. I mean, you guys, I've been busy. I mean, same as before. Still got the new job going. I'm coaching right as I get out of work. I don't get home till late. That's my cycle right now. My oldest, Aiden, he had a birthday last week. 15. Don't know how that happened, man. 15 years old. Had a friend over, so we had like a birthday lunch with our mom and Ken. Was not at Outback, surprisingly.
Wow.
They met us at Chili's in Battle Creek, which was nice. Yeah. And so while at Chili's, saw a table of what looked like a mixed group of people, like like family is what it looked like, just like a group of friends. I saw this guy, just double and triple dipping his chips into the salsa that they bring to the table, the chips and salsa for the table. And one by one, like, because now I couldn't stop watching. So I saw people, like, there was only a group of 5. So I saw a couple, right? Realize that he was doing this, and I just watched them stop eating chips and salsa. And so
Yeah,
I was wondering what your guys' take was on the double dip. And are there circumstances where you feel like maybe you could? Other than by yourself, obviously.
That's
I mean-
the number one circumstance
I mean-
for sure.
I mean, we talking about like with Charlie and Kate, like for me.
Just in general. I mean, for you, for a lot of people have a family. A lot of people go out with friends. A lot of people go out with a mixed group of people. I mean, is there a situation where you'd be like, so yeah, I'm with my brothers. Are you double dipping with us?
No.
Okay. Then that means
Maybe.
I should, and you guys will stay away from this salsa. And I get it.
Yeah, you would.
Would
That-
it? Would I? What if it was one double dip?
All right, so
An accidental double
are
dip.
you considering a double dip as in just you take a bite and you dip that same part of the chip
Yes.
into the
Yeah.
but not like what if you take like the opposite?
No, you
end?
take the other end, but was your hand holding that end? Is
Yeah,
that
that's-
just as good?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You,
Dip
you,
my
you
fingers.
know
I
what
just dip
Eddie,
my fingers in the salsa.
you know what Eddie
Dripping
did
on
with that hand?
my chips.
Just wiping your hands off into the salsa.
Don't worry, I won't double dip, guys.
He's like, guys, I had to give a sample earlier today.
Yeah. That was only the one time. I know actually I had to do that twice. But
And then you double dipped.
yeah. Oh, I would have. I wouldn't have
No.
told anybody.
I-
Let's just say us three are at a lunch at Chili's. I take a bite of my chip. I double dip, but I'm instantly like, oh shoot, I did not mean to do that. Sorry. But it happened. Are you still continuing with
Yeah,
the
I'll probably
salsa and
still- I'd
chips?
probably still continue.
Yeah.
If it was an
So
on
that is
accident
okay.
thing. Yeah, but we're family though. I mean that's
Okay.
fine.
But you also guys just said that you wouldn't if I was double dipping at the salsa.
If it was
Well, if you were
continuous.
consistent double dipping, then we might as well just
Okay.
make out at the table.
Whoa.
Put some of your salsa.
Oh,
in
so
your
all of a
mouth and
sudden
let's-
we're
let's
not
make out.
doing that?
Not for one chip, I don't think. Honest mistake is one thing. The circumstance is.
That's
yeah,
what I'm saying.
no,
There's levels, right?
yes. Yes.
So I was curious what in general what you guys' thoughts were.
Yeah.
And if there are levels to what you accept.
There's
in a
definitely
group-
levels.
Yeah, in a group of people or friends, no. I'm not going to continue eating. I'm not going to do it myself. But like if you're like with a girlfriend or like your wife or your kid or whatever, I mean, that it is what it is. I think at that point.
Well, if it's your wife and kids and whatever,
course.
girlfriend,
Yeah.
you've already shared all the DNA.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. And then
Right.
like with you guys, it'd be like if you do it once on accident. Like if you're
Too much
intentionally doing, like if you're just like licking the salt off the chip, and then don't get it in there.
So you hear that, Bill? We get a one double
You get
dip
one-
allowance.
if it's an accident.
We both just one after the
Oh!
other are like, oh, that was an accident. Then
No,
Bill's like,
no.
oh, that was an accident.
What if the accident is I don't actually chew the chip? I just put the chip in my mouth. and,
Oh,
shoot
the salsa? What if I don't use
No.
a chip and I just use my fingers? Get that salsa.
Ooh, salsa's salty.
What would
But
you
in
do?
general, you guys are like, you see somebody. Okay, you're at a party of 20 people. There's a huge bowl of salsa, and you see one guy just double dip once. He could have done it before. You weren't paying attention before, but you saw him do it clearly. You going back to the salsa?
Dude, how well do I know the guy? Is he a best friend? Or
He's just somebody at the party.
oh hell no. I'm done. Unless I'm drunk. If I'm drunk, I probably won't care. To be honest, I'll just eat it. I'll be like, oh, it's around.
Where's that
Double dip
guy's
with
chip?
you.
how many times did you double dip in here? Only 5?
Well,
All right.
then you approach him. He says, "I didn't double dip." Are you fighting?
No, I'm not gonna fight him
Are you
over a
fighting at the
double
party?
dip chip.
Be like, dude, I saw you double dip. Are you calling him out?
This is a Jerry Seinfeld episode. Like, I saw you double
Oh,
dip
that is what it sounds like. But do you call the person out? I know I would.
Yeah, you would for sure.
I would.
don't
I would.
know. It depends on how badly I wanted salsa, I guess.
It's not
If
the
I'm like,
point. How bad you want salsa isn't the point. It's the fact that you did it. And it's
I
not
might-
just
I
for
might let
you,
Or
guy.
the person who's throwing
That
the
is
party.
crazy.
Yeah.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now,
That-
like say I walk up to the guy, you say, "Hey, dude, you been double dipping out here?" And he's like, "Yeah, that was on accident. I let it go."
Uh-huh.
why
Watch
are
you
you?
do it 5 times?
Why are you at a party dipping your chip in a bowl of salsa?
Yeah, why are you just randomly doing it
You
to-
know damn well there's a spoon, and you put it on the plate. This dude's just eating chips and salsa out of the bowl.
Who knows, dude? I'm just saying. I don't care if somebody does that.
No,
It
as
wouldn't
long as
bother
you-
me as long as you're not double dipping it.
Right.
Because I would love to have the freedom to do that myself.
What happens?
Because I
if
don't
your
want a
chip
plate
breaks?
of chips and dip. I want to walk by, grab a chip and dip it, and go on my way. Ideally.
What if the chip breaks while you're dipping and then you scoop it out with your fingers?
Then you gotta
like,
blame
sorry, I
the
gotta get
host.
this.
For buying
get this chip.
bullshit chips.
I don't want anybody else to have my clean chip in there.
But ooh, it's all
Gotta
covered
scoop
now.
That out. Yeah. So my fingers, I'm licking my fingers now.
I don't know.
Handful of chips. Yeah. No.
Have you ever been caught double dipping
I don't.
that you can
I mean,
remember?
maybe as a kid, maybe. I doubt it.
Yeah, I mean, as an adult, I'm pretty like aware that I don't double dip,
Even
unless
when
it's
I'm by
with, like
myself, I don't do it.
I don't. I rarely do it with Charlie and Kate. Most of the time,
On
I
stuff
don't.
that I know that I'm just gonna have, I'll double dip, triple,
Oh yeah,
quadruple,
sure.
right? I mean, whatever. But yeah,
that's where the
I've-
fingers get dirty.
oh yeah, things get nasty.
It's when you're scooping that chip that broke
Things
off.
things get real ugly.
Is that a finger scoop in the middle of that French's onion dip?
Sure is.
Oh yeah, that's my finger.
I don't know. I like the Dean's,
The Dean's
the
is good
cool and
too.
creamy.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know. I was just curious. Just something that came up. I saw it happen. I'm like, that's beautiful. I don't know if I've been caught or if I've done it. I'm sure I've done it and was like, oh,
Mm,
but I can't remember a specific time either.
yeah. I
So-
couldn't point one out.
But if I was there and I did it, and also me was there and saw me, I know I would have remembered because I would have called myself out. So, but other than that, I don't know, man. I mean, you double dip, you can do it all you want, man. There's one place I double dip all my food and I'd still eat it. It's the one and only Adobo Boy.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah,
You could double dip that adobo. I'm still going for it.
probably.
Really?
Yeah. Just get right in there.
Somebody
Just get
breaks
right in
the,
there.
breaks
Get
the
that
egg
adobo.
yolk with their fingers. Here, let me
I'm
get
still
that
eating
for you.
I'm still eating it.
Let me get that for you.
Let me pop that yolk for you.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks.
Adobo Boy is the official sponsor of Wake Up with the Sleeper Boys podcast. As you know, Dean, Eddie, and myself, we are Filipino Americans, and we love a delicious Filipino meal. We love a lot of meals, but Filipino meals are right up there. Number
They're
one.
delicious.
Dobo Boy delivers just that with their amazing food and vibes that are unmatched in the food industry. Not only do they have delicious food, they also go against the grain of a traditional restaurant and tinker with their menu to bring you an amazing variety of Filipino cuisine. Their menu rotates weekly, so there's always a reason to come back to try more authentic Filipino food. One dish you can always count on, one dish that
Dish.
will be delicious, one dish that Dean knows all too well. It's Red's Pork Adobo Bowl. Dean, let us know. Give it to
Oh,
us.
Tender pork.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Tender pork, braised in
We can
soy
do that.
sauce
We're
and
Asians.
vinegar. Braised in soy sauce and vinegar on a bed of rice with Jackie's achar or papaya salad, cucumber and a fried egg on
Hot.
top. Is definitely a Filipino delicacy. Worth buying too, just to try it for yourself.
If you're into trying new and different foods or just like some amazing adobo and vibes, stop in and say hi to owners Ace, Jackie, and son Red, who are amazing people who genuinely care about your experience at Adobo Boy. Eddie, go ahead. You got the pillars.
Well, first you go into Adobo Boy. And you take in the ambiance, you take in the aromas, man. It's an amazing experience. Just when you walk in, you know you're gonna have a good time. You get up to the register, you order your food, and you just say "Wake Up Podcast." They're gonna give you 5% off your total bill just by saying "Wake Up Podcast." So you get up there, you order your food, you're like, "Oh, that's what it costs. That's a pretty good deal." And then you say "Wake Up Podcast," you get 5% off. You're like, "Holy cow, that's an even better deal!" And then
That's a
you're
heck of a
amazed.
deal.
And then you get to sit down, you get your food, and then you're gonna get to enjoy it. And you're gonna be very impressed. So you walk in, you get the ambiance, you go up to the register, you order, you say "Wake Up Podcast," you get 5% off. 5% off by saying "Why Wake Up Podcast," and then you get your food. It's going to be a great time. You're going to enjoy it. You can't beat
I was trying to simulate the experience.
it. Wonderful.
Thank you. And scene. So, if you want that 5% off, you want that delicious adobo, you want those amazing vibes, you want that great ambiance, Adobo Boy is open Tuesday to Friday, 11:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. for lunch and 5 to 7:30 for dinner. Saturday, same schedule if you want those smells, except that dinner is open until 8:30 p.m. But get there before that because the food will probably run out if you get there around 8:15 because it's that darn good. Adobo Boy is located at 3740 28th Street Southeast in Kentwood, Michigan, inside the Amazing Myanmar restaurant. Amazing Myanmar on the right, Brunch and Rice on the left. 3 restaurants because Adobo Boy is smack dab in the middle. So get there, get fed, get happy. It is always better at the Adobo Boy.
Beautiful. Gotta love them. Gotta love them. Delicious every time. Can't beat it.
I love them.
So, moving forward this week, we, of course, are continuing to build our big threes. For those who haven't seen this, we draft our big threes in a snake style draft, which is pick 1, 2, 3, then 3, 2, 1 until we select our big three. This week, we are building our big three cartoon shows edition. Dean will have the first pick, then me, then Bill, then it'll be Bill again, then me, then Dean. So, Dean, round 1, pick 1. You are on the clock.
Yeah,
I
didn't you have the
feel
first
like-
pick last week too?
No, Bill did. He might have had the first pick in your last episode when I wasn't here.
Yeah, well, either way, I don't know if any of the ones I'd pick or would be maybe ones on my list would you guys would maybe pick, but obviously I watched different cartoons than you guys did when I was a kid. But to be honest, I'll take it. I'm gonna take it number 1. I'm gonna take Pokemon number 1.
Pokemon.
1-1.
catch
That was my show. I cried
all.
when Squirtle left the group to join the War Turtles. Only real ones will know. Only real ones will know.
That only had a couple seasons to it too.
Yeah.
That
Then they mostly
which
just
I
did,
was
well,
surprised.
the original, they continued it on. I know you can
Well-
only get like the Indigo League or Johto on Netflix, but it's like 56 episodes or something like that. Because there's like multiple seasons. They just put it into one on Netflix.
Hmm.
But they had all the movies and all that stuff. But yeah, for sure. That was my show growing up.
There's a lot of folks that probably agree with you. Me not being one, it wasn't even on my honorable mentions
Right.
list, to be honest.
That's fair.
Because I'm not lame. Number one,
It came out when I was
Nerd.
like
and
6.
two, I'm not into other dudes. So
More dudes for me then.
Dude, I didn't even think about it. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Excellent pick for you.
Yeah, for me, that's a great pick. Yeah, for
For
me, I know
me-
neither of you guys would have picked it.
I would have taken this one first pick, and obviously I have the second pick, so I'm taking it now. I'm going with South Park. My favorite cartoon show of all time, for a lot of folks too, obviously because of the humor, and they just didn't care. And it was certainly a big piece of pop culture, especially during my time growing up. So South Park for me is going right at the top.
Great pick.
My pick number 3 would be Family Guy.
Sure.
Would be
Yeah.
my first pick. For pretty much all the reasons that you said, Ed. I mean, pop culture, funny. It was like one of the first things I remember like enjoying when I first got to college. I hung out with a buddy. We'd watch Family Guy. I'd never seen it before, and kind of got me hooked.
I remember that's
Um,
what got me into it too. You came home from college
Yeah, those
and you had the
DVDs.
DVDs or whatever, and we watched it and they're like, holy cow, dude, this is funny.
So
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah. My second pick, first pick in the second round. There we go. King of the Hill.
Yeah.
Damn it, Bobby.
Damn it.
Damn you.
That was right there.
Man, what a show. Everything about that show is great.
It's one of
So,
my favorites for sure. Yeah.
So I'm going back and forth on this pick myself because I wonder if my other pick will still be here in the last round.
Hmm.
And I don't even know if you guys would pick this one. So I'm going to go with this. I'm going to go with Robot Chicken.
Oh, Robot Chicken. Nice.
Yeah. I used to really, really enjoy that.
The
Just late night Adult Swim.
vote for Papa Palpatine. This is
Dude, it's just random.
Darth
and funny.
Vader. Yeah, that
Um,
was funny.
and so I like Robot Chicken for me.
It's a classic.
Yeah.
Seth Green created. It's good. Oh man. I guess just to put two iconic shows next to each other. I'll take The Simpsons here at number
Sure.
pick 3, round 2. It's one of the more iconic shows of all time, cartoon wise. Everybody knows this of The Simpsons, at the very least.
All the predictions as a conspiracy guy.
And then their
You've gotta-
predictions and stuff. Hey, shh, that's for later date.
That's
That's in the holster for later.
No spoilers. All right,
That would have been a good one for today. And then my next pick, man, there's a lot of different shows I don't think most people would really like. If we're going adult humor shows, man,
It's up to you. It doesn't have to be adult humor show.
I didn't think
know.
Pokemon was an adult humor show.
Yeah.
well, I was thinking like kids cartoons when we when that was put up there. That's why I said Pokemon first. Otherwise, I would have said Family Guy or King of the Hill, which you took both. Those are good picks. But I do love Pokemon. That I'll hold true to that. That's still number one. Man, you know what? I'll just go ahead. Because I do love this show, even though it probably wasn't the most popular. But American Dad would be my number two.
I thought you were gonna say Avatar.
Yeah.
Oh,
I thought you were gonna say Last Airbender.
The Last Airbender.
Well, I went off the kids' cartoons after I heard your guys' pick.
Is that a kids' cartoon?
Well,
Avatar: The Last Airbender. That's just a good show.
It is a good show.
Yeah.
Technically, it's an anime, but they made it into like a Nickelodeon show when they came over to America. So,
Gotcha. Well, for me, because I've clearly won this already.
Wouldn't that be
Huh?
Oh,
No, it's me.
Last pick. I forgot. Yeah.
Shut it, Stallions.
I should have wore sunglasses.
I know, dude. I'm going with just a personal. I mean, they're all favorites, but this one is just one that I loved, and a lot of people enjoyed. Is Batman the Animated Series?
Damn it,
that's a good one.
That again is 12-year-old and younger me. I could still watch it now, I think, but that's a big part of there. That's why I didn't take it in the second round. But
it's a good call.
I almost had Perfection.
Did you? Dude, Family Guy sucks.
Yeah. You just said you liked it.
I used to.
It's not as good anymore.
Well, I'm gonna go
It's true. I mean, that's
do
It is. It really
a complete 180 from what I think anybody would think I'd pick. I'm gonna go with Bluey.
Yeah, when you said that, I thought Bluey immediately.
I love it. I think it's hilarious. It's a good kid show. If I was a kid, that'd probably be my favorite show. It's a fun watch for me as an adult. So, yeah, I'm gonna go Bluey.
Bluey. Hey, you guys got any honorable mentions out there?
I will say,
Any head in the holster that you wanted to get out there?
I wish I would have said Dragon Ball Z instead of American Dad, because that's honestly, I mean, even as an adult, I still enjoy me some Dragon Ball Z.
Well, it's a good show. Again, it's an anime show.
Dragon Ball Super is really good. That recently came out.
All right, now you're
Do
going
I get
too
to
far.
change my last pick?
It's really good.
No, it's too late. You went with
Is it
Bluey,
too late? Is it too late?
which means you won't win this draft.
That's fine. No one picks who wins. We don't get
No,
comments.
trust me, they do.
In their mind,
They do. They tell me, and I always win.
I do love Bluey. I think it's a great show. But I think I probably would have changed it out for like the original Looney Tunes. Tailspin, DuckTales, Darkwing Duck.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I had TMNT on here, that original one.
I thought that was going to be one.
SpongeBob is really a pretty good show on its own too.
Yeah.
The Scooby Doo's from back. I don't know if they're good, but I watched a ton of them.
Yeah.
I know that. As a kid, I used to enjoy the X-Men. The original X-Men animated series too was awesome, and of course, I mean Ed, and Eddie. Actually, I didn't even like the show, but it was the names, and everybody used to say it to me.
I liked the show.
I watched it.
By
I don't know
default.
if I loved it.
Ren and Stimpy.
Oh yeah, Ren and Stimpy. Yep, for sure.
Hi, Ren.
Classic. So the big threes, starting out with Dean. Dean's big three was Pokemon. And then
Pokemon.
Simpsons and American Dad. My big three ended up being South Park, Robot Chicken, and Batman the Animated Series. And then Bill's big three, Family Guy, King of the Hill, and Bluey.
And Bluey.
Please, if you are listening, anybody out in the world, comment and let us know which one was the best in your opinion. If it wasn't me, then it was just an opinion. If it was me, then it was probably a fact. Nice work, guys. Great shows. So let us know what we left out and what we got wrong. And when we're wrong, we're really wrong. But when we're right, we get a fresh new conspiracy during Dean's conspiracy theory of the week.
Oh, yeah. So this one is one that like we kind of see. It's a little bit. It's shorter for sure. But this is something that we see on an everyday basis, and it's the chemtrail theory that come off of playing contrails. I think everybody knows what a contrail is. It's obviously it's supposedly made up mostly of water and are pretty much vapor trails that come off of like jets and planes. Everybody sees them in the air. But a lot of people think that these aren't just vapor clouds that these jets are actually leaving behind. A lot of people think that they're chemtrails is what they call them, where they're putting stuff into these things that are slowly like either poisoning us, or whether it be like mind control or weather control or just or population control, just anything that could do with controlling us as a people is what the main idea is behind it. Like I said, contrails are, just water. Most people say they're just water. But a lot of conspiracy theorists think that, or not think, but they believe that you can tell the difference between the contrails and what's a chemtrail and what is, because they're obviously not doing it all the time, is what they said. They say that contrails dissipate quickly, whereas like a lot of these chemtrails are something that are left in the atmosphere that we see for a very long time that just kind of stay and hang around there. One example of what a chemtrail, or what some people believe a chemtrail had caused, was in the 2008 Beijing Olympics. Right before it, China had actually done something where they did a bunch of like cloud control or something like that, where they were able to make it rain in other parts of the country. So that way during the Olympics, it wouldn't rain in this particular area. It was just an idea in 2006. And then in 2008, all of a sudden they were just able to do it. So a lot of people think that this is part of what they're doing, where they can control the weather and just make it so that way, they can do what they want, essentially. A lot of it, and then like in recent years, a lot of people have found that they compare it to like the COVID-19 thing, where we're either getting like unknowingly vaccinated. There's a lot of anti-vaxxers out there that, what I mean? It's conspiracy world, but
you've been poked in your sleep.
We're getting forced to take the vaccination, things like that. It was a pretty interesting, there's a lot of different theories and like projects that people have called out. Like, I think there's one called like the Blue Sky Project, where, it just, it has to deal with putting chemicals into these jet plane engines and them just pretty much spreading it all over for us to be just controlled necessarily, or to die, to get slowly poisoned. So very interesting theory. There's not a lot to it. There's not a lot to find about it. Other than, a lot of people think it has to do with mind control and they're routinely spraying the planet just to control all of us. So I thought it was an interesting one, somewhat short. So that's the conspiracy theory of the.
I mean, what do you think? What do you think?
It's I would say it's slightly believable. I mean,
Yeah,
because
believability level. We got to get into this. Dean's believability level 1 to 10.
1 to 10.
Yeah, 1 not believable, 10 it's happening.
It's happening right now. I would put it at a 5. I would say it's a mid. Because here's the thing is there's been a lot of scientific tests that people have done, because this conspiracy has been such a big thing and such a widespread thing over the internet that scientists have actually conducted tests on this type of, I don't know how exactly they would do it, but they've been doing tests on this kind of stuff. And obviously everybody's like, it's just vapor and water. But in the end, it's like the government can essentially do what it wants. And if they want to pay a couple of scientists to be like, it's just vapor, they could easily just do that. So or threaten lives or whatever, whatever the case may be. So that's why I put it at a 5, because it could be a possibility. But at the same time, there's been scientists that have debunked it in a sense.
My thought is if it was happening, we probably wouldn't even be talking about it.
Well, that's the conspiracy, man.
Right? Because we'd be mind controlled.
Well, here's the thing. The mind control part of it is less of a thing. I think more people believe in like the population control type of thing and the weather control compared to mind control, because a lot of theorists believe that, they can control us in so many other ways. Like in a sense, like, I mean, you're essentially being taught how to do things from the time you like start school, things like that. Like they can put you in positions to control you without you even knowing it,
Yeah.
So that's kind of the lower end of what the chemtrails are doing. It would be mind control, because there's just so many other ways, even just through what we watch, TVs, movie, what I mean? They can just subliminal messages, things like that. So like, I don't believe the mind control part of it, but the weather control, the example with the Olympics was interesting. It's an interesting thing to think about. And if it's an actual thing that they do, because otherwise, I mean, unless you're like a pilot or whatever, and even then you might not know. I mean, we would never know. You know what I'm saying? There's no way we would ever be able to find that out to ourselves, so I'd give it a 5. Believability.
5 on the scale.
5 on the scale. Mid.
Crazy.
It's mid.
Crazy stuff as usual, Dean, but not nearly as crazy as the zany wild antics during Bills Balls games.
All right. We're switching it up this week. We're going back to guess the celebrity. I will give you.
Do I like that?
You love it.
Love it.
Did I win last time we played it?
Might have. There's only going to be 5.
One of us did.
There's only going to be 5 clues instead of 6. If you get it on the first one, you get 5 points. Second one, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
But we need the 6th clue.
You don't. Here we go. First one.
Sassy.
It's Bill's Balls games, not Eddie's Balls games.
Great point.
All right, here we go. First clue, 5 points. I am a man and will be 61 years old soon.
Whoa.
Oh man, 61 years old.
If you get that, it'll be crazy.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of actors that would be in there.
Should we alternate who guesses first?
No.
I don't know. Brad Pitt.
No.
No, come on.
I know he's in his
idiot.
50s. He's in his
Don
late 50s.
Cheadle.
No. Good guess. I like that. All
Why
right.
not?
For
He's
4
younger than Brad
points,
Pitt.
I am half
Don
Filipino.
Cheadle?
Who was that?
4 points. I am half Filipino.
Bruno. Oh, no, don't say it. He's definitely not anywhere close to
He's
61
not
years old.
61.
I don't even know if he's actually Filipino. Manny Pacquiao?
Not 61.
Good guess. No.
Oh yeah, it could be an athlete too. Yeah, I didn't even thinking about that.
Very well could be.
Lead singer of Journey. I don't know his name.
Adam Lambert?
No, that's
Is he?
Queen. No,
Is
that's
he now?
No, that's Queen. That's Queen. That's Queen.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Queen. No, that's a Filipino guy for Journey.
Yeah. No.
I bet your two clues might have nailed him though. Also, he's
All
probably
right.
full pill.
And some of these clues are like hidden clues, so you'll just have to maneuver through the mud. For 3 points, I am grown up and have 3 daughters.
I mean, The Rock's not half Filipino.
What about like
I
Al
am
Pacino?
I am grown up and have 3 daughters.
Well, yeah, you're grown up. You're 61.
Hidden clue.
Rob Schneider.
That's it.
Oh, that's it.
Is he Filipino?
Yeah, he's half Filipino.
I did not know he was
I
Filipino.
kept thinking. I'm like Sandler, Chris Rock. Who the else is in this movie?
For 2 points would have been I was once a male gigolo. And the first one said, well, for 1 point, some say I could do it all night long. All right, 3-0 Dean. Number
This
2.
game sucks.
I am a man that was born in Alabama.
Bama?
You won't get
Alabama?
it.
Born in Bama. Joe Namath.
Nope.
Oh, I don't know. Theo Vaughn. He wasn't even born in Alabama.
For 4 points, I am 44 years old and played for Coach Carter.
Kevin Hart.
Nope.
Samuel Jackson.
And played for Coach Carter.
I know. I don't have any other answer.
All right. Like Rob, I was a male stripper at one time. This is for 3 points.
Like Rob.
Rob Schneider. He
Oh,
was a gigolo.
Channing Tatum.
That's it.
Is it really? He played for Coach Carter?
In the movie.
Oh,
Coach
in the
Carter.
movie. Yeah.
oh.
I was thinking, like, dude, I don't know any of those guys. that
I'm
were
trying
on
to
the
think of
team,
like an
really.
athlete this whole
Yeah.
time.
I was just like,
Hidden clues, my friends. Hidden clues. All right. Number 3 for 6 points or 5 points.
5.
I made my acting debut in the movie Pound.
Pound.
Was this on a burned
what movie is
VHS
that?
tape? Seen a
Has
couple of
anybody
movies.
seen? Is this a real movie?
Yes.
Pound?
I actually had to YouTube it.
Who else is in it? Can you give us a clue?
No idea.
I don't know.
All right.
John Cena.
Woody Harrelson.
Nope. Nice. 4 points. As an actor, my films have grossed $14 billion.
Tom Cruise.
No.
That would have been a good guess. Jason Statham.
That sounds like a movie he'd be in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm in Pound.
I mean,
I'll see
Number-
you on the other side.
that's a good statement.
Yeah, it is.
That's a good statement.
3 points. I can play many roles within the universe.
Wait, I don't even remember what the second clue was.
As an actor, my films have grossed 14 billion.
Robert Downey Jr.
That's it.
That's what I was gonna say. I was like, but he's about to say it right now, so I'm just gonna wait.
Once he said,
I was like, because if it
universe, I
wasn't
just thought
that, then I'd
Marvel.
have to go with somebody else. Because how many other actors in there have grossed that much?
14
Right.
billion. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's insane. And Pound was 1970. It was like 5 years old.
I was gonna say that's definitely an older movie
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
based
right,
on the guys that were. Anyway,
last one. Double points.
last one.
Yeah. Last one. For 10 points. I was born.
DCH Pounder.
That's it. I was born in 1962 in New Jersey and was destined to sing.
1962 in New Jersey. Paula Abdul.
No.
62.
It's a hell of a guess.
De Niro's
So I
too
lost.
old. De Niro.
It doesn't matter. It's already over.
For
Still
9
won.
points.
Yeah, it's a good tie. Up still.
For 9 points.
My hair was gorgeous as I belted 4 Billboard 100 #1 hits in my career.
Prince?
No.
Michael Jackson.
No.
Oh.
For 9 points. I love arena football.
Oh, Bon Jovi.
That's it. 9 points. And you
It's
got
tied
it
up,
within
baby.
1 second. 9-9.
To be fair, I almost talked over him and said Robert Downey Jr. before he said it.
You're so respectful.
That was.
That's why you got 9 points.
Yep, that's right. 9-9.
Good job, Dean.
Thanks. I do what I can.
That's Bills games.
That was 9-9. We tied.
All right.
Well,
Last one.
For 1 point.
It was a lady police sergeant.
well, I guess you won.
A lady. CCH Founder. She was a detective. And then a chief.
Well, she was the chief.
Well,
Right.
she was a detective at first.
Yeah. Great show, by the way.
Dean lost again. Not really. Dude, that game sucks.
All right, we'll go back to how many in 30 seconds next week.
It's Bill's Balls games, not Eddie's Balls game. It doesn't matter what I think.
Seems like it does. You just rule the roost, I guess.
Yeah, oh yeah, the whole roost. Where's Quillet? Where the hell's Quillet?
He sucks too. He's 0-2.
Oh, nice. Well, nice work, Bill. Great show, guys. That'll do it for this week. We will see you all next week. So make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And we will see you on the next episode of Wake Up with the Sleeping Boys Podcast.